Tekken needs team battle. You know what, scratch that. All fighting games need team battle. I've held this opinion for a long time, but my disappointment kind of grows stronger with every new generation of big budget fighting games that somehow don't include an online team battle mode. And I'm a Tekken guy, so seeing that they plan for tournament mode to return in Tekken 8 leading up to its release, and no mention of team battle was pretty disappointing to me. No shade against tournament mode, I think it's fun, but I'd much rather have a team battle mode. I had to resign to this fate yet again until I heard this from the latest Tekken Talk Live.
Tekken 7 had a tournament mode that, you know, some people really liked, but if we look at the data overall, it wasn't a huge number of people playing it, it looks like. So when we're thinking of some kind of additional way to play online, just in straight up, you know, quick match, rank match, etc., we were thinking, what about maybe a 3-on-3 or a 5-on-5 might be kind of cool, whether that's teaming up with friends or just, you know, random players online. Might be kind of an interesting addition, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yes, give us team battle in Tekken 8. Games benefit from having different ways to play in order to appeal to different types of players. And yes, this is fighting games, but not everyone is Ryu on an eternal quest of self-improvement. Many people just want to hop on and press buttons, or do something a little bit more casually, play different modes, which there is different modes in Tekken 8, but when it comes to actually engaging with the game with your friends, that's something that fighting games traditionally have a hard time delivering on. With team battle, people of different skill levels finally have a way to play co-op in a fighting game, rather than just beating each other up and just saying, hey, good game, you know, but when you're in different skill levels, it's not as fun for the person that's way behind the other person. Tournaments are the de facto determination of who's the best out of a group of people, but that doesn't mean that's the only way we can engage with the game. Team battle is a hype and fun format, and always has been. My first exposure to competitive team battle was actually this show called Tekken Crash. It was in Korean, but I didn't understand any of it, but I remember seeing it on YouTube alongside a lot of the stuff from Green Arcade, and it was awesome. You know, they had this huge production, like, it was crazy looking, and it was kind of cool seeing those different players not be represented by only just themselves, but also the teams that they carried. I didn't really know the players back then, but I was more blown away by the sheer production of it all. Nowadays, that level of production is a lot more common, and now we have Africa Tekken League, which is kind of like the Korean Twitch from what I can tell, but they have a high production 3v3 team battle format for Tekken as well. And I don't really watch it live as much. I just can't get around to it, but that's another cool thing to see, like just these pro players in a different context as team members and how they deal with different matchups. You know, who they put on point, who they put as an anchor, how do they try to match up with their playstyles and characters. And it's just really cool to see how they really manage all of that. And aside from the big productions, I mean, they usually have exhibitions for these team matches too, you know, as sides to some of the larger tournaments that are held. But I cannot talk about team battle without mentioning the 2022 combo breaker US versus EU 10v10. That was the most hype I was ever been for pretty much any, I don't say any, but that was really exciting to watch.
Oh my God! No! Oh my God! What just happened? Oh my God!
Just all the weeks of smack talk between the US players and EU players, revealing their lineups, and when the matches finally started, it was electric. Everyone cheering for their teams, the back and forth. It was definitely a completely different experience than what it is for rooting for an individual. People kind of rally together to cheer on for their team, and I want more of that. And that's just as a spectator. I say let's get some of our online players in on some of this experience. Like, just imagine being able to hop online and squad up with your friends or your Discord buddies, watching them play, giving advice on the matchups, or just shit talking about the other team, or roast each other, because that can happen too. And then, you know, when you start to play and it's your turn, you know, them hyping you up in the match, letting you know of weaknesses that you weren't noticing. You know, that becomes an actual investment in the success of your team, which then becomes another engaging way to enjoy the game. Not only will that be ridiculously fun, but people would also be able to learn so much more in the process. Despite how it might seem online, most players aren't Goku trying to get ever stronger by defeating stronger opponents and having fun by getting their face punched in. But having team battle will kind of alleviate that curve for people that are not into learning or engaging the game that way. and having your buddies behind you makes it a lot easier to swallow losses, and again, you get that sharing and information aspect of it. Casual appeal should not be discounted, and with the modes that they've added in this game and what they've had so far and previously in the series, I don't think the Tekken development teams really have discounted it either. Tekken Ball, Tekken Bowling, Tekken Force, etc. All those modes are fun and good, but essentially they're all different games. And Team Battle is another way to play this game, to play Tekken. These modes also share that you're still only in direct competition with your friends rather than working cooperatively. Now, many people say that fighting games are niche because of its difficulty, and I think that's true to an extent, but I also don't think it's any more difficult than COD or any other shooter or MOBA, and those are insanely popular. People can always simply play at a lower level as well. Like, I know not everyone's slide canceling doing 360 no scopes in Call of Duty, so just to play Warzone, so there's got to be some other aspect to it. One of the biggest reasons I think is because of the lackluster online options, including connection quality, various modes, but I think most importantly, having the ability to squad up with your friends. You know, I can't tell you how many games I bought and still play just to play online with my friends. So I would love to be able to play my favorite fighting games with my friends too. So that's why this is so exciting, and time will tell if they will or how they'll go through with it. But since they're asking the question, I'd like to give the resounding yes. Team Battle in Tekken 8, make it happen.